Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Jason over here, Signature Esports. A pleasure it is to have you. A little late start for us. We're about 5 laps into this thing already. We had some things going on with our system. I switched systems. Was trying to get it all set up to be ready to go today, and it just didn't work. And whenever I went to move to the old system, which is what we're on right now, it booted me out of iRacing. So, that being said, we're back at it, and I'm here broadcasting live, of course. Joe Sanchez in the lead right here, but I've got Mason Flippin. I'm not quite the Mr. Oxford here, Mr. Flippin, but I am here to help broadcast the Xfinity Series. 100 laps is what we're running. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing phenomenal. I'm ready for this 200-miler here at Michigan Speedway. It's going to be a phenomenal race. We have some great, talented drivers here. We are so used to these long green flag runs of the Xfinity Series. I think we're going to be in for a great race here tonight.
Always a good thing to see. And right now, Joe Sanchez trying to hold off the lead from Nick Lights right there. Mr. Mealy, who joined me in the broadcast booth yesterday, running third at the moment. I'm sorry we didn't get to go over the starting grid, folks. I'll tell you what, it's still going to be an interesting race. These guys are making it hot and heavy here. Good to see all the people chatting it up out there. Pauline giving big old Mr. Light some love out there. At James, questionable. Mr. Mealy's out there. He's going to have some fun. Grandpa Joseph Mealy to the Joseph with an F Mealy. He's out there watching out there. Good to see you all very, very, very much. Here for Kenzie, says Atten James. Where's Mr. Kenzie? There's Mr. Kenzie. Right there. There's the number 8. I do have Trading Paints updating in the back, but I do believe the Drinkin Bros racing number 8, Yeah Machine. He's rolling through the gears, and they are continuing to go green right here. Now, the graphics aren't set up the way they were before, so if it's a little bit off, I do apologize about that, folks. We are typically a little bit more crisp than this, but we moved back over to the other system. I had to basically jump things across for a little while. Nick Lights there. He's going to take over the lead from Joe Sanchez. This is a drafting track, and the midline's going to be the big one. We saw it in the Truck Series last night, and man, oh man, it was a whole lot of fun. So maybe a little bit slick early on, then it gets tight, and then starts to level back off after they run, what is it, 4 sets of tires total, or 4 tire changes total. So they're going to have plenty of tires to go around to get this 100-lapper underway.
Yes, they are. It's going to be very interesting how they do their pit cycles tonight. I think if they have a long green flag runs, we're going to see a lot of drivers try to stretch it as far as they can. I think we should be seeing them come in. Last night we were pitting about every 30 laps, so I would expect about 10 or so or more laps than the Truck Series. But I'd say we'd be looking at these drivers coming in around lap 40 and lap 80. And they can probably try and make it to the end here. But the question will be, will anyone try and risk it on the tires? Because tires are just so important here at Michigan Speedway.
Well, Nick Lights out front. It's going to have Joe Sanchez there. Joseph Mealy is going to be there. He's pulled up right inside the draft of the number 5. So the 24 is holding on for dear life. Lawson Peel running in the Xfinity Series this week. So there's the 25. DuPont paint scheme all over the bad boy. They are running. Pretty much everything that you see here is as good as it could be asked. And they are doing a phenomenal job for us here. I appreciate them doing so. Charlie Harka, B&H team right there. He's going to have Cody Vaughn right there in front of him as well. Toyota, and then a Ford, Charlie Harkam. And then TJ Bursk is going to be right there behind him in 7th. He's off 3 spots from where he started. At least that's what it says by my relative. Marson, there's the number 58. He won last week, and I didn't get to see it. Just terrible gone off, but just terrible. He's driving number 58 paint scheme right there. Good little drive. Chris Roberge had a lot of practice yesterday. He's running there inside the top 10 in 9th. And then Jesse Priest, the number 6, representing Drinkin Bros Racing. He's here in inside the top 10.
That's one thing I think a lot of these Xfinity drivers are taking advantage of in this season, is the ability to run down or up the series. They get just a little more practice, and so we've seen a couple of the drivers go down and compete in the Truck Series, and you just think of how much more experience that gets them. We ran 93 laps yesterday, and so if they were able to complete that, they know how this track will come and go, what lanes will start to form. And you can see as the race progresses, they'll start moving up and closer to that wall as the time goes.
battle for second heating up. You're absolutely right when it comes to where they need to be. And I tell you what, the high line is one of the preferred lines here, but that's more in the truck series than what I see. I see the midline and the bottom third being used a lot more here, so that we talk about how many grooves are on this racetrack, and there's about 5 different grooves that you can use, 4 of them that are pretty much drivable.
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking to a couple of the drivers before the race about how the cars were handling, and they were saying it was really loose at the start of the race on these pressured tires, and then once they settle in a little more, you'll see them start to run up towards the top of that middle groove, and that's usually where they'll be sitting for most of this green flag stint here.
Nick Lights out front by 0.7 of a second. Sanchez holding off Joseph Mealy in the 24 for just a little bit. But I see that might be something to go just kind of just by a passerby at the moment. Pauline out there, good luck for 2461 and the 9, so some love going all that way. Matthew Punt, I think that's how you say his name. I haven't gotten to broadcast this guy, so here he is, the 9. He's right there in 9th place right now, up 8 spots from where he started according to my relative that I have here.
Yep, absolutely. I think if I had to pick a guy that's running really well right now, that's going to be Joe Sanchez. He started on the pole as your pole sitter, the number 5, Joe Sanchez, in that Drinkin Bros machine. Him and Nick Lights, I think, are going to be in for a dogfight tonight. Don't count out that number 24 of Joseph Mealy. He's still hanging back there. Because if you can keep just a little bit of draft, you are in it to win it.
Well, the 25 of Lawson Peeled is the 61 of Cody Vaughn. These guys have caught that front pack just a little bit here, and they're starting to pick up that draft, and that's a closing distance as they get 15 laps into this race. And the Michigan 200 is kind of becoming pretty pedestrian. Kind of like it. Race info for you. There it is, brought to you by Cato's Glasswork. Cato's Glasswork on Instagram. Go watch what she does. She has some amazing talent out there. Track length is 2 miles an hour. The track temperature right now with the cloud cover is a balmy 89 degrees. So it's very, very, very tacky, which it makes it harder to drive on these cars. Tacky conditions means those tires tread faster and they slide around quite a bit more. Xfinity Series here, they are going to run the 100 laps, 73-degree air temperature, 60% humidity, cloudy skies, and a slight little breeze. This track, of course, located in Brooklyn, Michigan. And it doesn't sound right, does it? I thought it was Detroit. I thought Michigan Speedway was in Detroit. I could be wrong. It might be in Brooklyn, Michigan, too.
Well, right now our top 3 point sitters are going to be 1, 2, and 3. So you got Nick Lights, our points leader, out in front, followed by Joe Sanchez, who's in 3rd in the point standing, and then Joseph Mealy sitting right behind him in the race is going to be in 2nd in your point standing. So all 3 of those guys interchangeable for the lead in the point standings right now.
You can't count out somebody for their first Xfinity win here. And it could be any of these guys. We've got Lawson Peele who's running here. He's one of the Cup drivers. And he's done a phenomenal job all season long in the Cup Series. He missed 1 race, but he still keeps himself there in points for the Cup Series. This absolutely throws the biggest dog a bone when it comes to what you're going to be able to do tomorrow. So the longer race tomorrow is going to be 320 miles around the track. That's 160 laps is what we're going to run tomorrow. So we're going to figure a few things out here tonight in the lower downforce package of the Xfinity cars and be able to apply that horsepower to a much higher downforce package in the Cup cars.
Yeah, I was testing a couple of the Cup cars. I'll be running in that race tomorrow night, and I was testing a couple of the Cup cars earlier this week, and man, are they just so night and day different from the Truck Series vehicles. I mean, they are so much better handling in the corner. I guess that comes with a lot more downforce and a lot more horsepower, but it's definitely going to be a great show tomorrow night.
Nick Lights out front. That gap was up to 0.7 of a second, and now I'm seeing the tires kind of fall off. You're seeing the difference in what happens here. The 4 of Nick Lights. We're going to have Joe Sanchez closing the distance. That draft is ever important, and as Nick kind of ran himself out of track, there's some real estate being closed in by Mr. Joe Sanchez.
Yes, it is, and the one benefit Joe has right now over Nick Lights is he might not be getting the lap sled that he wants right now, but at the same time, he's saving a lot more gas than Nick is out there in that fresh air with no draft to help him.
We saw it yesterday with the 23. He decided that he was going to just let Mr. Dale Lekus Jr. kind of go around him and follow the draft to save a little bit of fuel. And this might be a little bit beneficial. Nick Lights pulled away a little bit that time as you see the 24 going to the inside. So the battle for second forces Joseph to pretty much extend his lead. And so that right there, kind of costly for both of the drivers that were running side by side. So now you're going to have to try to pick that pace back up. And now the 24 is going to have to find that draft again. They're going to have to gain that 0.3 of a second somehow here.
Yes, they are, and I know who's going to love the benefit from this is going to be the number 25, a Lawson Peel, and that pack coming up behind him with the 61 of Cody Vaughn. He was watching those guys run side by side in that corner. You know he was just hoping they would do that for a little longer because he's already starting to close that gap. Gained about 0.2 of a second there in that one corner with them side by side.
He did. 94, TJ Bursk in the mix as well. Charlie Harcum there in 7th. Colby Hartung, it was going to work for you until it didn't. Colby's out there. He knows exactly what I'm talking about when it came to what he was doing yesterday. It was working for him. He was saving fuel. He was going to come in when he needed to, and then, accidents do happen, and that is why you have to trust your All-State representative.
Yes, it is. They know they've seen it there too.
You're in good hands. Love it. James, great commentating out there. Keep it up. Definitely keep it interesting in the race. Absolutely, that's what we are here for. That's what we drive ourselves and pride ourselves on. So thank you very much for that. As the race is green. 23 laps into this, and man, oh man, they're just kind of doing their thing.
Yes, they are. I think we're closing in here on the first window for these pit cycles to come around. All these drivers are going to start thinking, what strategy do they want to play? Do they want to play the long game and wait for a caution, or do they want to keep it to a consistent number? I know that's what I would want to do. It's a little hard to do some math in the cockpit, so whatever's simpler is going to be easier.
I always go, Kirchie, when should I pit?
I believe we had an incident a couple laps ago. The number 11 of Scott Phelps, I believe, made contact around lap 7, and so he's going to be 5 laps down now, unfortunately. He had some issues and got helped into the wall a little bit, so very unfortunate for the number 5 of Scott Phelps. Hopefully he can get some repairs done and get back out here on the lead lap.
Said he entered pit lane around 14. I'm going to take a look here. Here's what happened. I think that's just when he entered pit lane, so maybe that's, he does have a little bit of damage there. That was lap 14, so quite possibly something going on there. Man, unfortunate, but that is the racing. Sun's peeking out. That's going to make some things a little hotter. The Ford Nick Lights coming to pit road. Here it is. Colby Hartung out there says your All-State representative got you back to 7th. Absolutely. Short pit coming. I think Nick Lights is going to use that strategy where you're going to take that early pit and then try to make it work in the long run. So, and Joe Sanchez said it last week when I was talking to him. Everything that Nick Lights does, it throws his strategy completely off, which I get it.
It'll be interesting to me to see how many of these drivers are going to see, hey, the leader just pitted, so I'm going to be interested to see how many cars come in the pits right here. Yeah, and there they go, the number. Joseph Mealy, Joe Sanchez, Cody Vaughn. Ooh, Charlie Harcum sending it in there, trying to get positions on pit road.
Harcum right there on the inside line, trying to get down to speed. Got to make sure you watch that little line. You don't want to do that. Lawson Peel is going to be right there, I believe. And I talked about it yesterday, how fresh tire is going to be a big factor here. Right there is Nick Lights. He went in for full pit stop right there. I do believe, 14.77 seconds. So he's going to have fresh tires. He's going to be catching back up to the field pretty fast, depending on how it works. Lawson Peel's going to, I believe Lawson is going to pull the Cup strategy. He's going to run as long as he can for as long as he can, and see where the tires even out. Maybe think about a caution, even with a smaller field of 23, 20, or we have 27 drivers in the field. That might actually work in his advantage. Lawson Peel coming off turn number 2, meeting some racers right there. There's going to be the 5 of Joe Sanchez. He was 3rd on pit road And now he's going to be right there behind the 25 of Lawson Peel.
Yes, he is. We have Jessica Jefferson out there rooting on the number 9 and Matthew Ponte out there on Facebook. And I think it's going to be very interesting to see these mixed strategies. Like you said, I agree. I think Lawson's going to go ahead and try and stretch it here. As he does go ahead and head to pit road. Or no, that's the number 9 of Matthew Ponte. But I think what we'll see from a lot of these drivers like Nick Lights and Joe Sanchez, it wouldn't surprise me to see them come in every quarter lap. So they came in on lap 25, lap 50. I'd see him one more time at 75 and then save some tires for the end is what I would expect from these drivers.
Lawson Peel, last time by, ran a 48.91. Fastest lap of the race was ran by this guy this last lap, 38.98. So he was hauling tail and he was running it. Very much running it right there. Lawson Peel is going to be... He's going to be leading it for a little bit. He's got a 5-second lead over Chris Spencer and Brandon Banks. And I talked about it yesterday. I was saying this before. When it comes to your strategy that you have here, you can get on pit road and off pit road before the leader comes back around. So, I mean, we're talking 44 seconds on pit road. That includes your entire pit stop here at Michigan. And that will give you, I mean, if you're coming at a speed, you match it, you can pretty much come off pit road at the same time the leader's coming back around, if the leader's right there with you when you're coming around pit road. Remember, if you are out there, give us a like and follow on all the platforms. Signature Esports is the place to be. Make sure you join our Facebook group, Signature Esports Live out there. If you do that, then you can post all the stuff that I'd love to see you guys do. And as you do that, I sometimes get the opportunity to share that out there as well. Man, oh man, Lawson Peel leading it. Nick Lights 33 seconds off. That was the leader who came in on pit road through pit strategy. That's a lot of real estate to work through, even going through this pit cycle right here.
Yes, it is. I think Lawson Peel might just have an advantage in the long run here, because the longer he's able to stay out and keep his car clean, that's more tire or where that he's going to have Nick Lights put on his tires before he comes in for his first set. So it may work out in the long run here for Lawson Peel. Lawson
Peel, a couple of wins in the Cup Series. He's already looking at trying to figure some things out here on those regards. Now, Brandon Banks, he's in the Cup Series. He's right there behind Chris Spencer. These guys up there in the top three, staying out for as long as they can. And they've got something figured out that I don't, because, man, oh, man, they're running.
Yes, they are. They are keeping those cars. They are holding a nice line right now. And it gets so difficult. Like you said, the sun's out and shining right here in Michigan Speedway, and it's just getting so slick, and it's going to start tuning up those tires the lower they run.
Well, the cloud cover coming over the track, and then the sun comes out, and as the sun comes out, it takes all that dirt and all those marbles that you see on the track, and it just shoves it straight up the track. Man, oh man, that just can become an issue for you at the longer that you run.
Yes, it can. It dirties up that groove, and you really have to try and work it to keep it out of the fence.
Mr. Get It himself, Jesse Priest, he's in fourth. He's running that top 5 mark. Still yet to come to pit road. They're going to run as long as they can. There's the 95 of Chris Roberge. He's going to be there in 5th. You got an even faster car geared up for tomorrow, says Colby Hartung. I believe it, man. I believe it. Take some lessons here. Roberge looks like he's coming to pit road. No, it's not Roberge. That's Jesse Priest. I believe Roberge was trying to come to pit road.
Well, if he was, he's going to have to wait one more time.
He's pulling a Chase Elliott, or not Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson. That's what it was.
Yeah, he is.
Lawson Peel, 28 seconds on Nick Lights. And I do believe we were talking about the big grand scheme of things here. There's Ken MacArthur on pit road. Kenny coming in. He's got a little right side damage, tapping the wall. That does happen. We pulled some cards for him earlier, and that was pretty awesome. 33 laps in. Lawson Peel comes in. There he is. Chris Spencer, Brandon Banks. I do believe all these guys are following Lawson Peel. Robert's on pit road, trying to lock it up. Gets down to speed. Nice job by him. I think Parrott coming off. Hey, Michael Newbrow's in the lead. Look at him go. You know what? Michael Newbrow yesterday gave us a big surprise where he was running. He had a strategy for days. And Mr. Newbrow, he's going to throw another lap out there. Lap 34 for the driver. as he runs his lines. We'll see what happens here because he's got 15 seconds over Lights. Lights closing the distance. He is closing the distance. And will take over the lead here as they come back around. But I tell you what, Nick Lights, you watch out for Michael Newbrow at the end of this race. It might be interesting. Nick Lights coming around, turn 4. He's going to take over the lead here as Michael Newbrow comes to pit road.
Yes, he will. Another interesting thing we'll be looking at here is Mr. Newbrow is able to keep his car clean just like he did yesterday in the truck race. He ran so well, and he just kept it clean there at the end. If there's a late caution, you can expect him up there. While we were talking there, the number 5 of Joe Sanchez got into the wall coming out of turn 4 and has some decent right side damage, so it's going to affect his speed a little bit, and that might just affect how he has to race the rest of this race now.
That's what I was looking for. I saw it click on my screen there for a second, but it not showing me the contact, but definitely something to look at. Where in the world did you go on my relative there, my friend, Mr. Sanchez? You're in 5th. There you are. He does. It's a little crumpled in. You got to watch the right side, the right front on that car, because you can cut a tire down in this simulator just like you can in real life. But we'll tell you, no doubt, he's probably going to have 30 to 45 seconds of optional repairs coming off and tapping the wall. Just trying to find out where it happened, and it just didn't happen. It's not showing me, at least. Maybe it was right here whenever Sanchez was past. Here it is. Possibly right here. Nope, it was before there. I fibbed. There it is. How about now? Yeah, it was right there, right before there is where Mr. Sanchez got into the wall. So lap 34 had the damage.
Gave it a nice little scrape. I know it's not Darlington, but hey, sometimes you just have to get yourself a nice Darlington stripe out there.
You know, it's Michigan. You could run with damage. We saw yesterday vehicles running with no bumpers.
It's just personal aero packages, that's all. Just want some custom mid-race adjustments.
I love it. Nick Lights, he's being caught by this guy, Mr. Joseph Mealy. Mealy did a good job yesterday in the broadcast booth with me. Nothing wrong with having somebody help join. His fastest lap of the race right now, 39.16. But he's a long-run driver, and he's holding on to it. Cody Vaughn out there, the number 61. He is not only got the Kraken going, but he's also, I think he's out there chatting on Facebook while he's driving. I don't know how you do it. I'll tell you what, I have a problem doing it, so I can't text and drive. I can barely text and walk, folks. Chewing gum is like my hardest part. He's chasing Jesse Priest right there, the Mr. Get It.
Tell you what, Nick Lights is just loving this clean air right now. His gas tank might not be loving it, but he is just running away with this thing. He is trying his best to get away from his buddy back there, the number 24, Joseph Mealy, and he is trying to pull away as hard as he can. Here's
the pit strategy for the top 10. You see Lawson Peel in 8th, how much he has gained back after coming off pit road. His fastest lap of the race, a 39.88. But he is, 39.21, but he is screaming around this track at 39.88 on the last lap. And his gap to the race leader right now is about 9 seconds. The difference between he and Nick Lights on the strategy there is that he ran almost 13 better laps than, we're talking, 13 better laps, almost 9 more laps than Nick Lights. I'm looking at the number 13. I'm saying the number 13. I mean 9. The math is there. Nick Lights, he ran nine more laps than Nick Lights, so Nick Lights is going to have to continue to do it. But if you look at what Lawson Peel came out, when Lights came off of pit road, he was 33 seconds behind Lawson Peel. Lawson Peel has 8.5 seconds to make up here after he made his green flag pit cycle.
It wouldn't surprise me to see this work a little towards Nick's favor, this green flag pit stop cycle, because it wouldn't surprise me if he comes in right here, like I said, on lap 50. And if he does, I think that pretty much secures that he's going to come in on lap 75 and try and make it a 25-25-25 stop for him.
Well, 33 laps was a good, comfortable run for Lawson Peel. If that's the case, he's going to put another lap on Nick Lights when it comes down to the cycle. 7 seconds and shrinking. I mean, we got Lawson Peel who's chasing down Marston's Zemogen right there, Mr. Zemo, driving for Team SE. He's a team affiliate. I can't say he's driving for points, but he's there, or he's driving for team points. He's not driving for team points, but he's driving my Mr. Wonderland Camp paint scheme, and I appreciate that. Wonderland Camp, not for profit here in the Lake of the Ozarks. That basically what they do is they have a big summer camp that helps the disabled. So if you go out there and do me a big favor, go like the Wonderland Camp here at the Lake of the Ozarks. It is a special needs summer camp that is absolutely amazing. Matt Belt's right there, the little lap traffic for the 25. He's got Zemogen in front of him. Man, we're running.
Yes, we are. You can just see how much those tires come into play. The number 25 of Lawson Peel, like he said, is just gaining ground. He was about 9 seconds back 2 laps ago, and now he's passing Marston Zemogen for 6th and about 7 seconds behind the race leader, Nick Lights, right now.
He's got Joe Sanchez in front of him. He sees that, and he's about to strike Michael Woolley. There's the Racer X right there. The 009. I changed his number and everything. Speed Racer, buddy. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Did it change your name? I changed his name just because. Just because I like to do that stuff. Did it? Oh, didn't. Man, I could have changed that. Sandra giving you some love out there, buddy. I think you got a little bit late start in the race, kind of like I did. I might have kicked him just the same as it kicked me. He's about 5 laps down, it does look like. MacArthur is 2 laps down, or he's 4 laps down. Sorry, he is only 4 laps down. Nick Lights pulling away a little bit now as Joseph Mealy is going to be trying to track him back down. And it's just, what do you do? What do you do?
You go faster. You just try to find what's going to go faster for you.
Try to find a way to go faster, and finding a way to go faster is even harder. The number 4, Nixon Ally Toyota Camry, passing the number 11 below, going to put him a lap down. No, that's Scott Phelps. He's another lap down. I think he's 6 laps down now. Man, oh man. Let's see. Whoever we've not talked about. Tony Kivett. There he is. There's the number 7. He's inside the top 10 now. He's on a pit cycle from lap 24, so same pit cycle as the race leader. Man, what do you do? What do you do?
Wait for a caution. That's what I'd be doing right now. Just hoping and waiting.
I'd be praying for one right about now. If I were anybody that pitted on lap 24, I'd be praying for one right now. Because if you do the math, and Lawson Peel, if they stay out as long as they can, even Lawson Peel will pass them twice more. So I would be hoping and praying right now for something to go my way to level the playing field once again. Lights is fast. Don't get me wrong, but his last lap time was a 47.2. And Lawson Peel was about a half a second faster. Pretty darn close to it, so.
Sounds like, to me, somebody might want to start unstrapping some padding off of their roll bar or finding a nice water bottle on the track or something.
You bet your butt. Daryl Badgett for the Mr. Kivett. Come on, man. That's exactly right.
Hey, he doesn't have purple on his car, so he hasn't wrecked today.
Oh, that's Cody Kinsey. Kinsey's got a little... Is that purple or is that pink? I'm asking Mr. Yeah for a reason. He's doing good, man. He's got that Chevy Camaro looking pretty fast. Nick Lights on pit road. 48. Splitting the field in sections. He's gonna have to go another... He splits it every 24 laps. That's gonna hurt his chances a little bit, in my opinion. That's in my opinion. TJ Berska right there. He's going to be going around Mr. Mealy. Those came in on lap 26 at 2 lap pressure tires. Then Joseph and Who was the race leader? That's going to be Nick Lights. Nick Lights looks like he's coming off of pit road now. It gets a little bit sideways. Warms those tires back up. Mealy on pit road. Harcum on pit road. Lawson Peel back to second. I believe that was a smart move by Mr. Lights because he's going to have a little bit less to make up on the race leader. There's TJ Bursk right there. Going to hold on to it for a little while. But not far off of him is Lawson Peel. The difference between Lawson Peel and Nick Lights right now is 37 seconds.
Yeah, he's definitely got a big gap to make up, and he knows that Lawson will come into pits eventually, but right now his biggest focus is just trying to make his way back out through the field and see what he can get done.
Mealy coming off pit road. It looks like Harcum's out. Vaughn, Kivett, they're all on pit road. They're making their bed. Joe Sanchez coming to pit road. Let's see if he sticks it out for a little bit longer to get some of that damage fixed, or if he's just going to get him changed and get back out there.
If I was him, I'd go ahead and just see how much damage I have, and if it's anything over 30 seconds, I might just take a second or two of it, but if it's a lot, you might just want to go ahead and get it done and save your vehicle.
I mean,
try to get back up.
He missed his pit stall there. Even just a little bit of repair goes a long way in the long run. There's the 94. TJ Bursk, he's coming to pit road. I bet those tires just feel like absolute trash right now. Lawson Peel's going to come around. He's going to reassume the lead. I bet Lawson comes in roughly about lap 60-ish. And that might be his last, I mean, if he can stick it out, let's see, if he came in on 33, that puts him at 66, 67, somewhere around there. They're 66 to 67. If he goes to 67, he could finish the race on one more pit stop. So we're going to see how that's going to work for him. It may or may not work to his advantage, but that would be the ultimate question here.
If they can run this thing all the way out green as we just crossed the halfway point, lap 51. I think if this stays green, this is a lot Lawson Peel's race to win. If he can just keep, like you said, that enough fuel in his car and take just a little bit of gas, he should make it to the end. And then Nick Lights has to be hoping for a caution or something to bring the field back together and keep it a short run race for the rest of it.
Nick Lights has a few wins already this season. I think he won a couple in a row as well. So that right there is, the change of the game, short pit yourself to put yourself back out there. But Lawson Peel coming around the corner. If this is the strategy he uses in the Cup Series tomorrow, that's going to be really interesting because you can run. I think he's running 33 here. I think you can run 38 laps around here in the Cup car, 80% fuel the way we have it set.
Yeah, you can definitely get a long green flag run in those Cup cars, and of course you're going to be able to get a little more out of it. You got a little bit bigger of a gas tank, so I think he's really testing out his strategy. And my only concern would be if he plays his cards a little too soon, if some of these Cup guys that are in here with him are going to see his strategy and try and work it to his disadvantage tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess everybody's all about what can you do to have some change there. Well, Lawson Peel's going to keep going. He's got 53 laps about to be complete. Marcin Zimogian goes around him right there to get a lap back there for 14th. Charlie Harcum in 13th. TJ Bursk, Joseph Mealy. Those guys are working their way back through the field as well. Robert Parrott in on 33. He's on the same pit cycle as Christopher Spencer. And Spencer 6 seconds off of the race leader. Here's Lawson Peel's last 5 lap times to second place right there. A little bit slower, 50, 51, 52, but Lawson Peel gains on 49 and 53. The amount that he gained on 49 and 53 way outweighs the 50 through 52. We'll see what it is this time. I think Spencer's going to lose a couple of tenths of a second as they come around. 48.9, a faster lap for the driver that time than lap 51, 52, and 53. He's going to gain 4 tenths of a second over Spencer there, so that right there is going to be a good little run. I think Spencer was in the draft, and that really helped him bring some of that time down, and maybe some of the cars going around the 25 might have helped that as well.
Yeah, I think that's an advantage that these guys that stay out a little longer, they also get is these guys are going to be running around and getting their laps back and such, and so when they do, they can use that draft and It might not be able to stay in it forever, but just slide just a bit will help you in the long run, saving you fuel and trying to get yourself up and take a little more gap away from yourself.
Here's Cody Kinsey. Here's the gap between he and Nick Lights, the seconds that he's making up. Kinsey is on 25. He came in on lap 25. He is 30. Man, he is heavy on those tires. He's almost 31 laps on those tires right now, and the 2 seconds that he's gaining over Cody Kinsey, 3.5, almost 4 seconds right there. Nick Lights gains on Kinsey. He goes down to the bottom. Kinsey's still inside the top 10. Schaefer, he's tracking him down now. You see the difference between he and Schaefer. Yeah, you're having some fun.
This is going to be a great race for Schaefer. You want to know why? He's not blinking.
He went in and out a couple times for me, but it's not as whatever he did today to yesterday. It might be just the field size, because I've only seen his name. He's gone a little bit there. I've only seen him disappear a couple of times, so it's not like it's not as bad. You know, I don't know why I don't ever complain about people who blink. You know, it's things happen.
Oh. I gave him the commentator curse. Phenomenal save by Eric Schaefer. He got tapped around in turn 1 and 2 there.
I think Joseph Mealy was right there. Let's go back. Let's back up just a second. We're going to back up. We're going to see what happened here, because it's not showing me the contact right there. I think he got loose. He did. Oh, maybe a little net code there. There was let me look at that one more time. I know we got some racing going on, but I kind of want to see. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it is a little bit. We'll have to look at that a little bit later to see what happened, because 3's there, 94. Just a little bit. Good save by Eric Schaefer there. And we'll go back to live conditions here. Schaefer running. He's in 11th. Boston Peel out front, 7.6 seconds. 21 seconds is the gap between he and Nick Lights. And pit strategy for the drivers. It works out the same. I hear him saving. I hear the clutch. 33 for stint 1 for he, Spencer, Banks, Priest, and Roberge. And Newbra went in on 34. Newbra's in 6th place right now. Newbra 18 seconds off of him. He's got about 3.5 seconds between he and Nick Lights. 60 laps in. That's still going to be pushing some things. Nick Lights really turning on the gas, because I tell you what, he's catching Newbra right now. The lap times are about the same though. 41.43. Nick Lights in the 40s now. So, you know, it's really going to depend on what Nick can do. 43.6 right there on that last lap time. So a second gained on Michael Newbrow over the last lap. Its strategy, it's all key. 26 laps on his tires right now is Boston Peel. 27 now.
And Boston Peel's really got a great gap right now. This is going to help him so much when it comes to pit cycles. He's out in front with almost an 8-second gap to Christopher Spencer in second, and that's just phenomenal for him, because that gives him more time to get on and off pit road and try and get as much distance between him and Nick Lights to keep his lead.
And Nick Lights, first guy on fresher tires. TJ Burst, though, he's closing the gap on him. He's got 3-lap fresher tires than Nick Lights. He was the guy that was right behind Monsieur Schaefer. Schaefer got a little bit loose due to a little bit of a nose in it. But TJ's there. Cody Kinsey involved into something right there. He jumped the pits. Let's take a look. I think he might have gotten, I think he got loose. Did he get loose? Oh, he did. Something happened. Something happened. Something happened. Something happened. I don't know what happened. But he had
not quite.
He jumped the pits.
He's a short pit, isn't it?
Yeah, really short pit with the toe in the middle. TJ Burst closing the gap to Michael Newbrow. The difference between he gets around Michael Newbrow. He's screaming. He's got the 4 in his sights. Here's the look at the cockpit view of the 94.
So you know the 94 TJ Bursk is closing on the number 4 Nick Lights right now. He's got a little bit fresher tires, I believe, and he is trying his best to climb up there.
Last lap for TJ Bursk, 43.2. Now 45.2. Nick Lights ran a 48.1. He's 0.3 of a second faster. And the lap before that was much faster than that. So I think that was had a lot to do with lap traffic there. But let's take a look. We're gonna see. It's just the only way to really know is just to kind of take a look. I like this relative. It's one of my favorites. Last 5 laps for the driver. Bursk is closing and closing fast. We're talking about a second and a half over the last 5 laps and maybe more as they're coming down to the wire. 64 laps in. Lawson Peel needing to go to lap 66 or 67. Lights to Jesse Priest. Jesse Priest falling off pace just a little bit right there. TJ Bursk is closing as well. TJ's going to be right there to the bottom of the 6. They are moving and grooving. 3 wide. There goes the man himself, Mr. Woolley. He goes down the bottom. Racer X. Kicking it in the sticks. 25 Lawson Peel still. Lap 65 is what he is doing. His gap now 15.5 seconds, which was way different than what it was before. I think the last time when he came in, there was almost a 1.5 difference between here and what I believe is somewhere around 12 seconds. I think Lights was within 12 seconds before he decided to come to pit. So we'll see if that's going to be the same case here, as you're going to see Lawson Peel come around and take one more lap. It might come down to it.
I think that's exactly what we're going to see here. I think we're going to see a fuel mileage race. I think what we should expect is people like Lawson are trying to stretch it, and then Nick Lights is on his strategy, so it wouldn't surprise me to see Nick Lights come in at lap 75 and call it good to the end. And so it'll be interesting to see who does what.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if Nick Lights didn't come in on the same lap as Lawson Peel.
It wouldn't surprise me either. Get him back level pegging with him, same tire lap, and same amount of fuel in the car. It would really let a lot the playing field for both of those drivers.
Lawson Peel good on the long run. He is that's the driver that I always talk about, long run driving. He's really good. He's not as good on the short runs, and that's just kind of his. It's common knowledge that we've talked about with him before. Robert's coming to pit road. He was up to 5th, and so he's going to take a lap in. Jesse Priest coming to pit road right now as well. But Lawson Peel has a huge gap, 13.5 seconds. Right now, the 25 coming around turn 3, turn 4 here in the clutch, I believe. I believe he might be coming to pit road this time by.
It would not surprise me at all. That gap is starting to close his opportunity window. Like you said, Nick Lights closing the gap to almost 13 seconds now, so it's starting to even out a little more and look like what it looked like last time he came into the pits.
And Lawson Peel hopefully didn't get a black flag there. He came in hot and heavy. Nick Lights reassuming the lead. There's the 4. We were talking, I hate to make it the Lights Peel show, but this is the strategy that I'm looking at. TJ Bursk right there in the mix as well. 3 laps better than Nick Lights. He ran almost exactly the same lap time as Nick Lights this last time. So TJ Bursk really making this track work for him. A good second place drive right now. Michael Newbra in 3rd is going to have Joseph Mealy going around him. And I know Newbra needs to come to pit road. He's right there on the edge of his pit cycle.
Nick Lights just came to pit road.
I wondered if he was gonna. He is lap 69. He will be able to stretch it 3 laps better. TJ Bursk taking over the lead. Joseph Mealy is going to be there as well.
Well, there it is. Those guys that have been coming in with Nick Lights are probably a little confused. He's going to throw a lot of guys' strategy off here if they were just following somebody, if they were sticking to one strategy. It's all out the window here with about 40 laps to go.
I did wonder. Gap between Bursk and Mealy is going to be about 3.5 seconds. Is TJ Bursk, your race leader. 69 laps complete. It's about that time. All right, folks, we don't get to do it very often in the Xfinity series, but I'm going to make sure that we hit it today. It is that time, and I hate to jinx it. You know, we got to do it. He's 40 seconds off, but I tell you what, we're going to go through the sounds of iRacing right here. Brought to you by Maximus Sports Cards. Make sure you go to MaximusSportsCards.com. Check out all the collectibles he's got over there. And go to eBay. Get yourself signed up for one of these card pulls. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got one coming up tomorrow. WWE Tops 2020. And then Monday, NASCAR. We've got a mixer coming up. We're going to have some fun with that as well. Back at it again. New race leader. It's going to be Ponte out there. Matthew's doing a phenomenal job of working the traffic. Joe Sanchez going around right there. Lawson Peel in second, 6 seconds off. Chris Spencer in the second. And the number two, he is really doing a phenomenal job as well. He picked the right time to be coming to pit road as well. So we talked about strategy being the big key here on a long green flag run. What do you do And I see what you do. This is what you do. Matthew came in on lap 50. He's going to be holding off until for as long as he can. So he's at least going to lead some laps here. But the driver that I'd be looking at right here is going to be this battle between Lawson Peel and Chris Spencer. Spencer in the number 2 up 18 spots. Both of these drivers equal positions, so they started right next to each other, and they are right in the mix. There's the 97 of Ken MacArthur right there. The 2 going to go around him. Gaps shrinking and shrinking fast for all the drivers.
We're closing in on 20 to go here at Michigan Speedway, and it's really going to come down to the wire here. The only question I have is who had enough time. Christopher Spencer is really closing in on Lawson Peel, but I don't think Nick Lights will have enough time to catch up to the number 25 or the number 2.
Got a 6-second gap to make up on Lawson Peel, and he actually lost time on the last lap. Lawson Peel actually ran a slower lap, so almost 3/10 of a second difference between he and Nick Lights. Nick Lights ran 39.92. Lawson Peel ran a 43.1, so almost 4/10 of a second. I think that has a lot to do with what's going on in front of him, but that doesn't take away from this guy leading. Mr. Ponte in the number 9, having fun. 3.5 seconds. He's going to have to come to pit road. And Lawson Peel is catching him. I mean, he's catching him pretty darn fast. Now, this is the Drinkin Bros 25 to go. I'll remind you that signature eNASCAR Xfinity Series action brought to you by Drinkin Bros Racing. You have to go to their Facebook page, and you have to give them a like and follow. The Drinkin Bros Racing team has supported Signature Esports for almost the entire time that we have been an entity. In the days of the No Limit Racing or the Elite Sim Racing Association, down to what we have right here with our own eNASCAR series. It's awesome to see that these guys are still sticking through it and being a part of Tony Kivitt going around the race leader right there for a lap back. He is in 15th position, 14th, something like that. 15th, there he is, 15th position. So you're going to definitely be seeing a lot more of these guys, and they're great supporters. So go give their Facebook page. It's almost like a fun little escapade for the drivers. Not just that, but they share a lot of stuff that they do, and they have a whole lot of fun. 20 laps to go here. Michigan 200. Xfinity Series is hot and heavy. Man, oh man.
Yes, it is. Matthew Ponzi still trying to hold off here at Michigan Speedway. He is trying his best, but Lawson Peel is just not giving up. He is being unrelenting right now, closing in almost a second back right now, and it's really not looking too great for Nick Lights or anyone behind them, because Lawson Peel and Christopher Spencer are going to be your front 2 contenders for heading out here.
That's going to be the push that you're going to be able to see. Matthew coming to pit road now. Might get lucky, might get a nice little run here. He will come out at least on the tail end of the lead lap, so that's going to work in his advantage. Lawson Peel, 0.5 of a second is the gap between he and Spencer. Nick Lights turning on the gas. Last lap for Nick Lights, a 46.5 race leader, 47.1. TJ Bursk, faster though, 40.10. And Bursk is, he's going to catch Nick Lights before Nick Lights catches Chris Spencer. Chris Spencer is right there in the draft of Lawson Peel.
Christopher Spencer really closed that gap in while they were fighting through that lap traffic with Matthew Ponte out in front. And so he closed that gap, and he is right there letting Lawson know he ain't going to give it up too easy.
Lawson using the high line. He's going to use a high you can watch the mirrored lines right here. Two gets down into the corner. I think I was looking at the laps and what they're doing. The draft very much working in the 2's favor here. The 25 a little bit loose on corner exit there, but it does look like he's going to have the draft of the 9 in front of him, so that might work in his advantage as they continue to move forward. Spencer closing the gap ever so much every lap, and so we're going to see something here. I think the 2's got something coming for the 25. The only one that really figured out that strategy to come into pit road at the same time.
I agree. I think right now, the best thing for Christopher Spencer, I know this doesn't sound like something you'd want to hear if you're in second battling for the lead, but if I was Christopher Spencer, I would sit right where I am. I know how good that draft is, and if they do start running a little close on fuel, you want to be behind that draft to help you, and it's easier to pass somebody than defend here at Michigan International Speedway. So if I'm him, I am comfortable with where I'm sitting right now.
Don't count out. Well, Nick Lights ran 2/100ths of a second faster than Lawson Peel. Don't count out the leader just yet, because I will tell you that he's notorious for, lifting a lot and saving a lot. I don't know how it is here. TJ Burst, he's battling for third. He is cruising. Little slide job action right there. 94 comes up the track, goes around the four of Nick Lights. 94 came to pit road on lap 72s. He's got 5 lap fresher tires than pretty much everybody out there. Another guy in the mix as well, Joseph Mealy and Chris Roberts. I think Chris Roberts, he came out on lap 66, but Joseph and Charlie Harcum, these guys had a late pit stop. They ran as long as they could. They're tracking down the top 5.
I'll tell you what, the battle is heating up for the lead right now. Number 2, Christopher Spencer, trying to go to the outside in the corner on Lawson Peel, and he's going to try and make it work. He's going side by side into turns 3 and 4 down the backstretch.
That was the key yesterday. The outside line was going to be the heavy line. 25's he's going to make him run a higher line there. The 2, you would think that the 2 would force him down low, but the 25's going to force him to run higher. 25 down low. He's going to keep the lead away from the 2. 2 try to stay off the bumper of the 25. The battle still edges on. 25 midline run. He's going to stay right there. 2 might cross over here. We might see something as they come around to the backstretch. 25 is going to keep the lead here. 14 laps to go, and this is the battle. This is the battle, but the longer that they battle, the more that TJ Burst is going to catch them in the long run. Well, I mean, 5 laps is a lot on the tires on a 2-mile track where the draft is that important.
Yes, it is. And you saw right there the number 25 let the number 2 have the top side, so we know which side Lawson Peel wants to defend. And as we close in on 13 to go here, that's exactly what he's going to do. He wants him to take that high side because he knows he can defend it. You can see him heavy blocking into the corner here. He's going to make him run that higher line. He's not going to give him any chance at opportunity.
Danny D, the only milestone follower drinking beer. No, I doubt you're the only one drinking beer. Come on. Is it Drinkin' Bros? Joe, how are you doing out there? Our Thursday night sponsor. The Phil Hab crew, the F it, let's have a beer. The 4-letter word I can't say because I just don't. That's how it goes. I don't say it on this thing. 12 laps to go. Drinkin' Bros Racing. One of the pages to follow. F it, let's have a beer. It's literally the 4-letter word, the F-U, the 2 next letters. Let's have a beer. And actually, something I want to make sure you go out there and do. Go out there and go to YouTube, type in That Beer Chick, and watch her as well. I'll tell you what, she's got some videos out there that are pretty darn awesome. Maybe a new logo coming here, hopefully in the next couple of days whenever I finally get it all finished. 25-2, that's going to be the 2 drivers. TJ Burst 3.5 seconds off, and he's cruising, man. I mean, TJ is right there. I mean, 11 laps to go. This is going to get interesting.
Yes, it is. And you can see Christopher Spencer. I think he's backing off a little bit right here. It wouldn't surprise me if that's an intentional move from him, because if he backs up a little farther, that's going to give him a little more draft to work with. It gives him a little more room and doesn't give Lawson Peel as much time to react.
I think with a couple of laps to go, we might see the same kind of lap times. These guys ran identical lap times on the last lap, 41:01 for both of them. But TJ Burst 0.3 faster, Nick, and he's 1/10 faster than Nick Lights. So there's some things happening here. 10 laps to go, and we are moving.
Yes, we are. You can see the number 25 Lawson Peel parks that car so high in the corner. This is like a very flat and very long Charlotte, if you want to think about it that way. It runs the corner almost the identical same way, but you just run a little bit of higher line. So you're going to see him swinging that car off the top side down to that line. He's going to get closer and closer to that line, I think, as we progress.
I think that's going to be the way he has to do it. Jesse Priest is going to be there in 14th. First car off the lead lap, or on the lead lap. Their last car in the lead lap. Yeah, I can speak. First car in the lead lap to race leader. I can speak today. Tony Kimmett not far off of him. Teammates running with Joe Sanchez, trying to track down the top 10 as they are on fresher tires. But Matthew Ponte, there's the number 9. He's in 11th. He came in on lap 81. We were talking about him earlier. There's Brandon Banks. He's inside the top 10. 88. And a great job. We're going to see him driving again tomorrow night. Marcin Zimogen. I forgot to tell him that we have daylight savings time. When we, when we got back to the swing of things here, he misqualified, so I had to put him at the tail end of the field for today. It's my fault. I told you to watch out for Michael Newbrow. Guess who's inside the top 10?
Michael Newbrow.
That's right. There he is, running his line. I bet he runs tomorrow. I bet he runs a great race tomorrow. I bet he's on the same strategy that he ran yesterday that he is today. Chris Robert's getting passed by Charlie Harcon there to the inside. 7th and 6th. These guys are side by side. And now I say getting past. Ooh. There is the 95, Chris Robert. I think they thought they were clear. They weren't clear. Joseph Mealy's going to be inside the top 5. Nick Lights is there as well. They are trying to track down TJ Bursk with 7 laps to go. TJ, utilizing the high line, has a little bit of lap traffic in front of him. He is 3 seconds off the front 2. Chris Spencer running in second, right behind Lawson Peel in the 25. They are moving.
Yes, they are. Christopher Spencer running side by side, almost a Lawson Peel. He's got the inside. He's going to make a move here to turn 3. He's not going to be able to move past just quite yet. But right now, TJ Bursk is taking advantage of that, and he is gaining time on these guys as they run side by side in these last 6 laps.
Tell you what, the 25 did that same arcing line. Joe says Michael Newbrow must be distant cousins. She's Joe Monobrow. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I love that lady. She's amazing. Thank you for the share out there, Joe. I love you. Beal, Spencer, Bursk, Lights, and Mealy. That's going to be the top 5. 2.5 seconds and 5 laps. Can he do it?
Mr. Spencer just trying everything he can right now to get past the 25. It wouldn't surprise me if he uses the number 14 right here to his advantage. That's Matt Belt. If he could swing down there behind him, he could use that draft to propel himself past Lawson Peel. That could be his move here, going to the bottom. You can see Lawson Peel's going to try and block low. He's going to side draft going down the front stretch. He's going to
wide. He's going to force the issue 3 wide. 25 dropping crossover all the way down to the bottom. He's going to be right there. The 2 of Chris Spencer is going to be your race leader here from the back to the front. Provisional driving all the way through it. 5 laps to go. There's going to be the 2 and the 25. And I tell you what, now's the opportunity for both of these drivers to do what they're doing. Chris Spencer moving and grooving. Charlie Harcum inside the top 5. He's getting some shout-outs out there. Good to see. Good to see. He's got Mealy not far off of him. The closest driver to him. TJ Bursk, he's trying to close the gap with 4 laps to go. Chris Spencer and Lawson Peel, this is the show. Does TJ Bursk have enough? He's got the tires to do it. Now the 25 trying to utilize that low line right here as they get the backstretch running.
They are. Nick Lights is trying his best. Him and TJ Bursk are running along, but right now Lawson Peel and Christopher Spencer is running away with this thing as we close in on 3 to go. They're trying their best. Lawson Peel is going to try everything he can to work his way around. You can see him diving to the low side in turn 1 and 2 every time, and he just can't stick it down there far enough. Christopher Spencer's defending the low side so well right now, and he's going to try everything he can as we close in to the end.
Number 8. Yeah, Cody Kinsey. There he is.
Lawson Peel is just setting Christopher Spencer up right now. You can see Christopher Spencer's going to snake back and forth down that stretch. He's going to lose a little bit of time doing that, but it's also breaking the draft for Lawson Fields, so he's going to try everything he can. Lawson Fields really going to close the distance to that number 2 bumper right now in that corner, but close in 2 to go here at Michigan International Speedway as they round to lap number 99 out of 100. 2 to go.
I tell you what, Lawson Peel, if he would just run the same line he was running as the race leader, he would have that lead back. However, Spencer doing a wonderful job of utilizing that midline to his advantage. 225, Bursk in the draft of the 25. They're going to have 6 more corners to go. There's the 2, the 25, the 94. Nick Lights in 4th, Mealy in 5th. I don't think that the 25 is going to have enough for the 2. I tell you what, they are moving. That's the distance between the 2. White flag waves here at Michigan.
The number 25 is going to have to try everything he can. He's going to have to dive bomb into each corner and try and get as much of a run as he can. Ooh, I believe he scraped the wall there on the entrance. That's not going to help his case at all. Last ditch effort. He's going to have it right here on the backstretch. He's going to have to floor it into the corner, try to find a way around it, because I tell you what, TJ Bursk is coming if not. And 2 corners, that's a whole mile. Yes, it is. They round into turn 3 and 4 here. He's going to send it on the bottom, just make sure it sticks as they round out of turn 4. Coming to the checkered flag, Christopher Spencer going to be your race winner at Michigan International Speedway. Number 25, Lawson Peel, not enough. Going to finish right behind him in 2nd. TJ Bursk in 3rd. The number 4, Nick Lights in 4th. And Joseph Mealy in 5th. Well, they did it. Ran the entire thing green.
Congratulations to the number 2 of Chris Spencer. Drove from the back to the front of 20 spots. Good drive for all of them right there. Congratulations to him as they get things ready to rock and roll. And little celebration time complete. Green flag run race. And a lot of fun. Really good to watch. Hopefully we can do that again tomorrow.
Yeah, that would be nice. It'd make it go by a lot quicker.
Race results brought to you by Cato's Glassworks. Remember Cato's Glassworks on Instagram. Hand-blown glass designs, a lot of fun. You can get a hold of her, she'll do something for you. And she's got videos out there on what she does. Amazing stuff. Make sure you go and check that out. Christopher Spencer is going to be your race winner. Lawson Peel in 2nd. TJ Bursk in 3rd. Nick Lights, Joseph Mealy going to round out the top 5. Harcum, Robert, Zamojan, Newbrow, and Banks. That's your top 10. Sanchez, your pole sitter, sits in 13th. Cody Vaughn to 16th. And Schaefer and Belt going to round out the 18th, 17th, and 18th positions for you there. As we move completely down to the rest of it, Michael Woolley there in 20th, Cody Kinsey, Scott Phelps, a lot of fun. Race controller tonight, well, that was my co-commentator. He was out there having some fun. Man, oh man. Good race. Good race. That was a lot of fun to see. Very much. All right, let's do some things here. I'm not used to the way I set this up for our good friend, Mr. Oxford on the camera controls, so I've got everything else set up differently on my screens, and so I've kind of, I gave him a good one, but not necessarily the best one. Alrighty, there it is. There we go. There's that one. Poynors Motor Supplies. Make sure you get it. That's going to be your victory lane and broadcast booth sponsor today. Poynors Motor Supplies. Go to PoyniorsMotorsupplies.com and enjoy his products. You can also follow him on Twitch, KPTV on Twitch. And I believe he's got a Facebook page now, KPTV75, I think is what it is. So go give him all a follow. Appreciate all of the folks out there that do that. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. Let's move him in. To the broadcast booth, your race winner, Mr. Chris Spencer. Chris, man, what a drive, buddy. You had a phenomenal race, and you picked the right strategy because it was the right strategy. And there, going towards the end, 5 laps to go, you had it, and you took it, used some lap traffic. Walk us through it. Walk us through this race. It was absolutely amazing.
I forgot to thank my team and thank everyone just for the great racing out there. Really enjoyed that. Right there, the strategy there. I seen everybody pitting a little early, and I was like, I wasn't too sure what the strategy was going to be, but I figured I'd break it up into 3 pit stops there, one less than everybody else, and the strategy worked out.
It did.
That was a great race.
It did. It worked out pretty darn nicely from what I gathered. What was happening there? Now, did you? I was going to look at your pit strategy there, and actually, I could still do that. Let me do that real quick and see your pit strategy. You came in on 33, 34, and 35, so you just extended it out one more lap each lap. And was it harder to drive there at the end, or was it to the point where you were kind of free? And did it start loose and tighten and then get back loose, or how did it work out for you?
Well, the groove of the track was completely different than I think I've run in recent years at Michigan. It was up the track a little bit more than I'm used to. It started off pretty free, then you go pretty hard, and then at the end of the run you were tightening up a little bit. But I mean, it felt good. I can't say it didn't feel good at all. Like, it was a good car. So the racing was great. You know, I right there at the end, I thought Lawson. I don't know if he'd caught the wall a little bit earlier at the end of that last pit stop. But right there was just perfect timing for it.
It was perfect timing. Mason, anything for our race winner here?
Not really. Only thing I had to ask was, how big was that lap car? Or with about 7 laps to go there, you had that lap car coming between you and Lawson Peel, and I think you used it a little bit to your advantage there. How crucial was that for you for your victory tonight?
Actually, I seen him down there. I thought he was going to mess me up more than he did Lawson there. But I realized with him getting under Lawson down there, that was perfect setup because I was quicker on the bottom. I could not run the top whatsoever. I was just really tight up there. So when he got down there, I knew that was my only shot to get past Lawson because I knew I was quicker on the bottom, but Lawson took that line away from me and kind of make it pretty hard for me to get by him or get to him.
It definitely was making it very hard on you, and you did a phenomenal job getting around him. Congratulations on the win here, Chris. And make sure you give your shout-outs out there. It's your time to shine.
I think all of SSR, SRTV, you guys, the league as well, just incredible racing every Friday night. Just great racing, great broadcasting. Just enjoy it. Thank you guys for allowing me to race with you guys.
Absolutely. You were provisional. You drove from the back to the front. That's all I could ask for. So, congratulations on the race win, my friend.
Yes.
Chris Spencer having fun. That's the guy. Second place, though. The guy who led the most laps here and probably learned a lot about this track for tomorrow. Lawson Peel, the 27-year-old from Columbus, Mississippi. Buddy, I tell you what, I was rooting for you, and then all of a sudden, there it was. The opportunity came, and it was hard to get back.
Yeah, appreciate it. I was just out here running the race for a little fun tonight. Obviously, I'm not full-time in XFINITY. So just wanted to get out here and run some laps and learn what I could about the track, like you said. But these cars do drive a lot different than the Cup cars. They're tough. They don't turn well, get tight, especially behind other cars. You really lose the nose. But, yeah, those guys started pitting on like lap 25 there, and I was talking to my teammates in the Drinkin Bros Discord channel and asking them, has that been working out for him? And they said, yeah. In some of the other races, his short pitch, Nick's short pitch strategy had worked for him. And they said they were going to do it, but I don't know. I just didn't really want to take the bait. I felt like if I could get to 33 and just do a 2-stop race, that would be the right strategy. And I think it was, obviously. I had to go 34 laps on one of those runs to even it out, and I just didn't save enough gas to. I ran out in the middle of 3 and 4 coming into pit road there on lap 67, and didn't really maintain pit road speed all that well. Was down to about 30 mile an hour by the start finish line, and just cost me a ton of time. I was able to get to the box obviously, but just cost me a ton of time right there and allowed Christopher to really wipe out all of that advantage I had on him. And he was just better than me that last run, and he just flat out beat me. I tried to keep him back there, but he just, I knew it was going to be tough. I felt like he was going to get me eventually, and he did. I was trying to just keep him in the dirty air as best I could and was doing a pretty good job of it. But, I listened to his interview, and that when we're going around that lap car on the top, that just presented the opportunity for him to get beside me into one far enough to where, it was going to he was going to get me. I tried to pull the crossover on him, didn't work, and after that, he was gone. I wasn't going to get him. My right front was done, but I had a lot of fun.
It was a good race. Mason, anything for Mr. Lawson Peel?
Not really, just congratulations. I know it might not be the result that you were hoping for, but still a phenomenal job, keeping it in the top 5 almost all day. Great run there at the end. It just came up just a little bit short, but I'm sure you earned a lot for tomorrow. And look forward.
Appreciate it, guys. I'm going to be looking forward to getting back in the Cup cars. I think those drive a little bit better than these things, so I'll be looking forward to getting back in the Fireball Barstool Chevrolet tomorrow night.
Absolutely, man. All right, man. Give you shout outs for tonight, and you get back at it tomorrow.
Yeah, these other guys out here were really good. Just caution free, really clean. My Drinkin Bros teammates have been telling me how clean this series is, and there really hadn't been really any incidents. So shout out to all these guys out here. Man, they're tough. Chris he just beat me there. So hats off to him. Congratulations on the win. I wouldn't have been upset at all if he would have put the bumper to me there and shoved me up off the bottom. I was kind of putting him in that position, and I was, it would have been a fair move. So I was kind of ready for that because, like he said, he couldn't pass me on the top, and I kind of knew that. So was just trying to defend that bottom, and unfortunately, couldn't defend it for as many laps as I need to. But thanks to you guys for putting on a great show as always, and enjoyed it.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see what you do tomorrow. Maybe you've got something else up your sleeve, maybe a different pit strategy. Who knows?
We'll see. We'll just we'll figure all that out tomorrow. I'm rolling off P2, and loving the way the Cup cars drive at Michigan, and I love the track. It's just one of the tracks that suits me well. Lots of space, high speeds, side by side. Lots of drafting and side drafting. I love it. So.
A lot to run around here. It's one of my favorite tracks as well. All right, congratulations, P2 finish here in the Xfinity Series for Lawson Peel. Lawson, good luck tomorrow. We'll be looking forward to the broadcast.
Thanks, Jason. See ya.
Absolutely. Lawson Peel comes home second. TJ Burrs comes home in third. TJ, buddy, I'm going to let Mason ask you all the questions on this one because I'm sure he's got a ton.
Congratulations. I know it might not have been the finish you were hoping for. You and Nick Lights were battling there pretty good at the end, but still, P3, you got a nice podium for yourself. Congratulations. What was your strategy coming into?
Well, before I answer that, first of all, that was a great race, and that definitely showed the amount of talent that everyone in the field has to run green for 100 laps. That was awesome. But, yeah, strategy-wise, it was a great strategy race there. I was going for the short pit with Nick and all the other guys, and it would have worked out there, but those guys were tandem drafting there at the end, and that was what had them winning. Because I was getting about 0.6 a second there for a while, and then Lawson and Chris got hooked up, and they had a lot more straightaway speed. So it would have worked out, but one thing didn't go right. But overall, I executed the strategy right, and not much more I could have done. It was a great race, and good job by Chris, saving that field.
It was a ton of fun from my point of view. At least that was what I thought. So,
yeah,
buddy, you had a good race. Truck race was okay.
Yeah, truck race wasn't the best result, but all you can do is move on, and that's what we did today.
Now tomorrow, Cup race. Are you racing over there tomorrow?
Yeah, I will be racing in the Cup race, so that should be fun. Hopefully, we get the same result as this race.
I hope so as well. It was a good race from you. Congratulations on a P3 finish. And I know that Mason and I appreciate we get to have conversations like it's good, exciting racing. And then we get to talk about you. You were screaming. I thought you were with 15 laps to go. I thought you were going to be on the back bumper of Lawson Peel or Chris Spencer by the end of it. So it was a great race from my point of view.
Yeah, for sure. I thought I was going to get there too, but, they just got hooked up there. And really, it was just I pitted a few laps after the other guys too, Nick and Joseph. They were short pitting me a little bit. And I figured if I stayed out a little bit longer, my tires would be a little bit fresher than theirs so I could get around them there at the end. But, you never know what's going to happen. I think pit road entry also played a big role, how good you were getting on the pit road.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought we had it, but we didn't. It's all right, though. It's a great race.
Always the next one. Congratulations, P3 finish for you, buddy.
Yeah, shout out to Ken, Brandon, all those guys that help out, and shout out to all the guys in the Xfinity series for no cautions on 100 laps. That was awesome.
It was pretty darn awesome. All right, my man. Have a great afternoon, and we'll see you here in just a little while.
Yes, sir.
TJ Bursk, P3 Mason. That was a good race, buddy.
Yes, it was another phenomenal race. I swear they always run at least caution-free to the most extent, but that was the first time this season they've done it. So phenomenal job. I appreciate you up here in the booth with me. It was great. Nice change of scenery, but we will be back here next week. Oxford should be back, and it'll be a great time.
Yeah, my hat's off. I want to make sure I say it to James. Has a little bit of a sore throat going on out there, so always thinking about that guy, making sure that you guys are out there thinking about him too. So go to his Facebook page, tell him that you said you heard it over here at Signature Esports that he should do it. Actually, I think it's Jennifer Oxford is the page that you should go do it, because I think that's his wife. So, oh man, it was a great race. Good little fun. Tomorrow night, Cup Series action, Signature eNASCAR Cup Series. We've got a lot of broadcasts this weekend. Here in just a little bit, I'm going to get out. It's that Maximus Sports Cards Signature Breaks Live. We're going to be doing that here in about, I don't know, roughly about half an hour, maybe a little less. I'll get it all set up and ready to rock and roll. It's Pokemon Friday night, so we've got to get that stuff going. Maybe some more gaming over the weekend. We do have the broadcast tomorrow night. Sunday, actually, I think Sunday we're completely off. So Sunday, I'm probably going to game all day. I think it's going to be a lot of stuff. But tomorrow afternoon, we do have another card break, the WWE finest, the Topps Finest 2020. We're going to be doing that as well. Card breaks for Maximus Sports Cards, our Sounds of iRacing sponsor. Thank you to everybody out there. Joe with Phil Hab and all the crew over there. Sandra D, you see it out there. All the admins, all the folks, all the people, everybody that it helps take care of everything that's over here. And my hat's off to you, Mason. Congratulations on a good broadcast here.
Appreciate it, Jason.
Absolutely. I'm the man that's behind the scenes all the time. I'm the voice in most of the stuff, but I always appreciate my broadcasters and the people that help me out here. Mason writes, not only was race controlling while we were broadcasting, but at the same time he also writes for our website. James broadcasts here. We've got admins that help run things. It's just absolutely awesome. So Friday nights I've been doing the Midwest Days of Thunder. I'm going to go back to that next week. I appreciate those guys letting me come over here and make sure that our series got some things taken care of. They're in the playoffs over there, and I know that it's surely missed, and I missed the opportunity to get over there and do that. However, we're gonna have some fun with it, and much appreciated for the rest of the week. We got broadcast 7 days a week. It's just absolutely awesome. So if I don't see you between now and then, I just want to make sure that I tell you, have a good afternoon, good evening, and good morning. Go over to signatureesports.com, buy yourself a t-shirt, support the stream, support the cause. We love you. We appreciate you.